Alright guys, this is Josh here with Inkology. Welcome. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. If you're new to the channel, please go ahead and like and subscribe and join my Discord. We have really good artists doing these fun challenges. Like this one's a mastering skill I wanted to go over. I needed to do it for my comic book coming up. A biblical comic book about Ehud, a judge, assassin, really cool character. But yeah. Anywho, I guess I'm not actually live. Oh, I am live. Okay, I am live. Computer wasn't updating. But wanted to really just show you guys how to kind of like build out a character and flush out an idea. I don't really have an idea for how Ehud is going to look, but roughly I've had played around with it. I kind of maybe will start working it on with this. And so yeah, if you have a pen and paper, pull it out. Let's draw. Let's have fun just creating some stuff. If not, you could just hang out with the artist. Huh? Hey Randy, welcome. Join the live stream today. I'm doing good. Didn't get really much sleep, but I'm doing pretty good. Hey Chris, welcome. How are you guys doing? How was your weekend? Did y'all have a good weekend? Mine was extremely busy, so I don't really recall what it was like. And then I have to do work. Well, that's probably what I was working all weekend, probably. Anyways, I guess we should begin. I want to only do this an hour because I have to do some stuff afterwards, get ready for going back to work. But yeah. Also, I want to thank my subscribers on my Patreon. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, let's begin. So Ehud is a character that is supposed to be Middle Eastern and looks a little bit, probably a darker skin. He, not fully dark. I imagine it's probably more of an olive color. It's more from the Israelites. But in the story, he doesn't have really much of a background, and he's a left-handed character, so the left hand is very prominent. As you would use your right hand to do all this other stuff, and your left hand to kind of, let's see, like do more like, well, anyways, there's a whole like thought process of and culture thing about the left hand being more of a sexual thing. So there's a possibility he could be more of this, like, I imagine him to be more of a thinner guy, kind of more like effeminate almost, but then still have enough masculinity to him to be able to be this warrior that kind of like leads this army. It's hard to explain. Great little story in the Book of Judges. You can go for it. But so the heads here are kind of thinner because I want him to be kind of like an assassin, ninja kind of character for the Middle East. Because the opposite of him, his enemy in the story is this king called King Eglon, right, of the Moabites. And he's this big heifer. His name pretty much means big heifer, like kind of big dude. So big that whenever he gets killed by Ehud, Ehud's sword or his dagger goes all the way through his belly, and then poop like gets pushed out. Like he just defecates everywhere because he's just known to be a gluttonous dude. But in my comic, I want to tell the backstory to Ehud. I want him to be someone who has a kind of a softer persona, but I want him to have sharp edges too. So I'm going to be focusing on creating of a sharper look instead of smoother because the heavy set character will be more rounder, right? And he's going to be the opposite, so he needs to be a little bit sharper. And that's just how I'm going to create this character. And I'm also going to go a little bit. I'm going to go futuristic with this one. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do my character in the historical aspect because I've decided I don't know. I just kind of want to do something a little bit my own instead of do historical biblical narrative because they just dress crappy. I just don't like the outfits of the ancient times. They're just tunics, you know. Tunics are boring. So, we'll see how it goes. Anyways, I've drawn these lines, these different head shapes here. I got the information off of Pinterest. Pinterest is a great place with a lot of references to it. So if you're looking for a place to start off, Pinterest is where you want to do it. Now, in the eyes, you can get a lot of information out if you just if you know what your character is supposed to feel like. You know, if you do different eyes, you can do rounder eyes, and these kind of characters are a little bit more. They can seem more aware, or a little bit more like just a normal human look, right? But then if you go with the slanted eyes and then drop down a little circle, you have more of like a almost it goes mischievous look to them, right? And then you can of course go almost invisible eyes, right? For someone who's like could be wiser, old man or something. That looks like a clam or something else actually. But for him, we're going to do the normal superhero eyes, which are they're kind of like the almond shape, and then we do the drop down. Okay. Am I in focus? There we go. Okay, so give him his eyeballs. I feel like a lot of artists always start with the eyes, you know, like learning how to draw from the eyes because the eyes are always fun to draw. I think it's something that we always look at in ourselves in the mirror, and you know, they're almonds, and almonds are pretty basic to draw. But if you're having problems with that, you know, there's a lot of tutorials on the eyes. The practice here is to stay sharp, but also make sure your 3 dimensions are still visible. And you don't really have to start shading quite yet. You can wait till the end to do the shading part of your characters. Also, I see a lot of people draw, and when they draw their eyes, they'll put up their eyebrows right. Let's say this guy is just kind of to the right. You need to remember that there's this part of the bridge between the eyes. Okay, because the forehead comes out, and then it comes up for the eyebrow. This is a muscle right here you should put in, and then the forehead goes up, right? But then the nose here needs to come in and then come back down. So some people just go straight from here downwards, and that's not how the nose works. Hey, Art Shack, welcome. You want to come in and then back out. And then, yeah. Also, the nose doesn't do this, right? This isn't a nose. You have to have the bottom part of the nose in the nostril, so don't forget that part. Okay. Glad you guys can make it. Probably do it at the same time tomorrow. Keeping his eyebrows kind of thin. And then we're going to do his ears. The top of the ears come up to the eyebrows. So that's where you can start out. And they end around the tip of the nose. So if you just follow that rule, you'll have pretty accurate ears. He's got this whole Magneto look to him, don't he? I'm going to actually pull in that jawline a little bit. Now for his hair. His hair probably should be long. But the question is, if he's in the future and I have him wearing stuff, like, what is his outfit going to look like? What kind of, like, am I still going to keep it Israelite time period and then, but just in the future? Probably. So you'd have to have some kind of head wrap, I think, to kind of, what kind of head wrap would be dope? Let's see. What if I gave him... Let's see. Let's start the head wrap around here. And some kind of mechanical... Like, it has to have some kind of... How would I do this? That's a good question. I want it to be in the future. Cloth is still something you would wear, but then would we apply metal, like Wi-Fi units to our head wraps? Where we'd have antennas? What would be kind of cool? And what would separate him from... Let's see, how far in the future is this? This is going to be hella far in the future. Sorry for my language. So let's give him a raggedy head wrap. Let's also bring out some of his hair so it's kind of like flowing down. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. That's a little weird. He looks like a pirate. Let's just start with the normal head wrap. Looks like a darn elf at this point. Real funny, Art Shack. I am trying to wrap my head around this. Real clever. That's good. That's a good one. Man, this is kind of tough. Now I'm thinking about it because I wanted to have a head wrap. I think it's pretty cool. What do you guys think? What do you think he needs? Maybe some earrings. That'd be kind of cool. Earpiece. Maybe some kind of really cool earpiece, actually. In the future, I'm sure we'll have something attached to our ears for some weird reason. Maybe he's like a telemarketer. I don't know. It's not looking too bad. Maybe a beard. Do you think a beard would be good for him? Let's see. Let's see. Would a beard look good? Just a beard, or do you think a mustache and a beard? Probably the mustache and a beard, huh? Hmm. Beards are great. Hmm. I do love a good beard. Man, just broke my lead. Do love a good beard. I'm trying to keep him as like smooth-skinned, effeminate, because he's supposed to be attractive to the King Eglon, who's a heifer who will have a beard and kind of overweight. It has to be kind of like, as close to a woman's vibe as possible without being female. That's what I'm trying to go for. But let's try the beard just in case. Let's see. I can always erase it and not use it anyways. I know what he looks like without it. So let's add that beard. Come up. Oh, what did I erase the wrong lines? Man. It's a really clean shaven guy. You're telling me this now, Art Shack? It's all right. I just wanted to see. I want to see it too. I want to see what it looked like. I was kind of curious. I was on the fence about it anyway. So, it's not bad. Let's see. It's not bad. It's not bad. It might work, actually. It might actually work that the beard, Well, his left eye looks goofy. I don't know what's happening here. It does add a bit of age to him. Actually, I like the beard. If it's a clean cut beard, it can work. Now let's give him, because he's so thin. It actually it does give him a little bit of masculinity that might be necessary for his character. Yeah, it might be good. Let's give him this coat just to. I always like high collars in my drawings. I don't know why. I have a weird thing about high collars. I'll give him that the back. So with shading this, I'm going to use the light source from here, top left of his head right here, aiming downwards. So the way I would shade this, and I can even start with a pen actually. Where's my pen at? This thing, Unipin, Mitsubishi pencil. Okay, this will work. Okay, so when I'm shading, if I'm going to be making the light source from here, I often start with the eyes. I'll move in from here. I mean, I'll outline the eye first because once you get the eyes right, you can kind of measure everything from there. The eyebrow, of course. I think with the thin eyebrows, it kind of gives them enough for that feminine look to them, or maybe like a Jack Sparrow kind of vibe or something. So then I would move into the nose, pause, come down here, and then get the nose in where the darks usually are. And then the bottom of the nose, I would start to shade in, and then shade in here. Keep all the light moving the direction that the light is hitting, and then eventually get darker where light's definitely going to be absent, and then start fading out. Yeah, I used actually a reference I'll show you the reference right here. This is the reference I was using. It's out of focus, but you can see I was on Pinterest and I was just looking for heads. But usually, whenever I'm drawing the character right away, I don't do references. I mean, I do references for like kind of like poster art, but if I'm creating a character, I usually wouldn't do this. I would just start drawing and see if I like the style of the character. In fact, I have one somewhere that I actually liked the way I drew Ehud. He wasn't so realistic looking, and it felt more like of a kind of a cartoon comic style. So I liked it. I just can't find it now, and I don't remember really how to draw him in that format. So shame on me. But that's the thing about like creating characters, and then also like being truthful to what you want to see on the page. Is sometimes if you draw like I draw like this all the time because a lot of my detailed art is this style, right? It's kind of a mix between a more form and stuff of the character. But honestly, I like like Frank Miller's style. He has this unique, just blocked in, less detail, still detailed, but less. The characters are very almost flat, and they work so well. This character's got a big forehead, and then he's got this nose that's like this, and then his eyes will be just what you can see, right? He's not going to draw in every hair. He's just going to keep it very whatever. I don't know what that is. A weird smile. Anyways, for this, I don't know what I'm doing because I'm doodling and trying to figure out what the character should look like. Hey, Frozzy, welcome. I feel like I haven't been on live stream for a while. I don't know what the deal is. But it's always good to use references. References, like every time you use one, you learn something. So it's really good. I use like the Batman and Spider-Man, Indian Spider-Man. I use references for those because honestly, like I saw a couple images of Spider-Man that I really liked, and I wanted to replicate it in my own style. And then I saw a Batman. I didn't find a Batman that I liked that was falling, so I had to use like a model of some other like 3D model of a guy falling that I liked. So I just use those as references because it helps my brain not have to work too hard. Because if I'm going to create it from my mind, which is possible and is obviously that's what most comic book artists do, but a lot of these poses have already been done before, so you can get away with actually just reusing these poses and just detailing in the necessary information. Just having sleeping issues. Oh man, that's no good. Sleep is valuable, but I feel you. I don't sleep. I don't know what really. I mean, I took a nap before this, but I usually don't sleep. Your bio clock is cooked. What you been doing? How are you cooking your bio clock? Working too hard? Is that what it is? This pen sucks. This is like the worst pen ever. All right, we're moving to my Pilot Razor. That's much better. I'm gonna raise his cheekbones too. With a Mongol ice horde. That sounds pretty dope. Oh, I want to see that. Sounds fun. Super imaginative. So this is just one version of the kind of the theme I'm going for. This will not be the final guy. I actually will. No, I don't like him enough. I don't like. I'm not in love with him, so I'm not going to do that. Nope, not at all. All right, let's try again. Let's move up here to head number 2. Led a to-be bride of the Khan, but she manages to take control of the army. Ooh, very interesting. So this is a comic book? What's this, But a horde sounds like late night work for real. Yeah, that does sound like a lot of work. That's a lot of drawing. Rad. Awesome, Frozzy. I'm excited to see your comic stuff then. Man, oh, he's not working with me. What is going on? I just draw 3 of her elite warriors. Oh, dang. Okay. Do they all have like different weapons and stuff like that, and different powers and whatnot? Each one of her elite warriors. What if I did something a little bit more futuristic? That's too futuristic. Oh, that's good. Wearing masks is always good. It always helps you like not have to like, unless the masks are just as complicated as a face. But I always find it's like it helps you like not have to draw all those features in the face and their expressions. This guy's making me feel weird already. What's going on? What is happening here? No, not a futuristic head wrap at all. I tried, guys. More like a cyborg or some kind of I don't know what's happening now. I think I've gone too far. He's turned into Robin. Okay. No more of that. All right, let's try again. You know what? There's a technique that whenever I get blocked in my mind with like creating a character, I use this brush pen. I do a whole Kim Jong-gi style, and it works out really well. It always helps my mental block kind of reset. So, without using the references, because the references should be like how I build the character. I can see them from all sides, but if I want to start fresh and just get the character design out, I will. Where's my light at? Okay. Let's see. Can you guys see that? All right. Yeah, the main character's face is always the hardest because you have to live with that person. It has to be like kind of like Rorschaching it, and trying to like figure out, does he have like, because then you do a lot of mess up. This is what I like about it, is that it's a lot of mess ups here, but you can create like characters out of it that have strong like emotions and stuff, that you're like, oh, okay, I see the character, even though I'm just goofing around, right? See, like this long nose worked out quite well, right? I like that. I like the long nose. Well, see, the problem is I don't even have them in my head. Um, I don't have this character in my head yet, which usually when I draw characters, I have them in my head and I'm like, okay, I know what to do. I know what form I want them. I know what position I want them in. But this guy, he's a little bit difficult because I don't really see him, but I want to draw him. Like I want him to start living out his character. So it's a little bit. This is probably my hardest character I've had to try to design. I think like if you go, like if I was going to draw any other character in this Bible narrative, let's say David and Goliath, I get what David's going to look like. I get what obviously Goliath is pretty simple, but I also want to take it a different route. I want to take it a different way of drawing. I don't want to just do the norm of what people think. Like if let's say David is a small little kid, whatever, that's what he's kind of known to be like. I want to portray him as like kind of a little bit more of a teenager that is goth or something a little bit, but then his like have kind of like a scratchy line outline because he's just all over the place. But I don't know. I mean, I want to. That's where you have to fight your own creativity to see what's really going to work and be different. Now he looks like death. Well, let's try a different one. Let's try like the long nose. It's great. Long face is fun too. I like long face. Don Quixote, of course. Haven't read the book. I heard it's a long one. Man of La Mancha. Peter O'Toole. That sounds very familiar. It's where the song "The Impossible Dream" came from. I don't know the Impossible Dream. What is that? I love this pin. You know, it just creates characters so well, so emotionally, you know? And you really get to practice like your shading and silhouettes and stuff. Sometimes hiding information is always good. That way your brain can like relax and stop stressing out like when I'm doing. Let's have his hair just kind of blowing in the wind. Yeah, this face isn't that bad. I wish I could find the other one I drew though. He has much more sharper a look than once I find it, I'll probably go with that one because it was just like it's almost perfect. But it's just it'd be hard to do expressions with him and stuff that way. Yeah, this one's not bad. It's not brutally good either. But just gotta wonder. Maybe I put the light source on the left side. Maybe that'll help. How is his personality? He's gotta be. So he's very effeminate. He's very like he's a good fighter. He's really good with the blades. He's ambidextrous, right? But he's been shamed his whole life, right? Because he's left-handed. It's kind of been looked down upon in his culture. Yet, I want him to kind of be like. Kind of wanted him to be kind of like the Crow, you know, someone who's like creative, quiet, keeps to themselves kind of character, but then pushed to the edge. He's like he's going to take things into his own hands. But I wanted him to have like a very feminine vibe to him, kind of like, because his character is on is on like the, what is it called, what is the word for it? Kind of like the outcast of society because of his left-handedness, but then he's been through so much through the training and stuff and fallen in love with people, and the whole story is based off of the fact that he's in love with this one other warrior guy, and the King Eglon in the upbringing kills him, and then the revenge is like forgotten by Eglon until much later, but it's kind of hard. It's kind of difficult to put it into words because I need him to lead an army at the end, so he has to be able to be like forceful and tell people, and he also has to be feminine enough to go in and try to trick the King Eglon to have relations with him, without seeing through his trick, like Ehud's plan. But pretty much the Crow. I like the Crow's personality. Doesn't talk too much, but he's straightforward. He walks with a little bit more of a, This is probably too masculine then. And he wouldn't be this angry. His eyebrows would definitely be a little bit... Yeah, that's probably where I should start. Thin eyebrows. And then we'll start with... No, that's not the look. It's like a mask. Yeah, well, if this pen isn't going to do it for me, then let's go back to pencil. Where'd my lid for this go? Okay, so let's try this again, guys. Sorry, but this is the process. This is the sucky process of creating characters. I mean, it's not sucky. You get to have fun. Once you nail it down, it's solid. Feels good. What really bothers me is his hair. I don't know what to do with his hair. I have no idea what I'm going to do with his hair. Oh, man. This sucks. Thought I'd be able to crush this out on live stream. Fooled me. Fooled myself. This isn't too bad. Much sharper face, you know, a little bit more narrowed in. Hmm. Hmm. Should give him like right down the middle hair? Long hair? This could work. Doesn't really tell me much about his personality, though. This face. Though I like the face, I think it has a lot to it. It's just not enough. It's just not enough. Okay, let's try one more time up here with this guy and let my brain refigure out what I thought I was going to do for the rest of the day. So what do you guys have planned for this week? Any art projects other than Frozzy working on that horde? Any of you other guys drawing something cool? Just trying to figure out how to go with your comic story. Oh, yeah, that seems fun though. You get to create the story of it and see how it develops. Is this going to be kind of like is there going to be a love story in it? Is it going to be a war kind of like thing, battles and fights? Obviously if you have a horde, I'm sure there's fights, but what's your direction you think you're going to go with it? Carthage Elephant Rider of Europe. Dang, that sounds dope. That sounds awesome. So what made you want to draw that? Oh yeah, I guess that'd be a tough one to design. But I mean, that seems fun though. That's a cool character. That's a very cool character. Where East meets West. No way. Huh. That sounds pretty cool, dude. I like that. That's interesting. Yeah. Carthage Elephant Rider. East meets West. Should make him a kid as a contrast with the big elephant. Interesting. A kid. Yeah, a kid might work. Do you have many kids in your story? Because I feel like a lot of comics would always need one kid, right? Yeah. I mean, that might work. Somebody small compared to the elephant. Getting a phone call. Not right now. It is about 4 minutes away from when I have to get off anyways. Well, let's just sum this up. I like your idea, Frozzy. Definitely love to hear more about it and see where you go with it. That'd be cool. Very cool, actually. So, well, I wrote in a Children's Crusades there's a lot of kids, but there aren't any of the main characters that are part of the Ice Horde and the Elephant Rider. Ice Horde and Elephant Rider, that just combination sounds really cool. Sounds crazy. I love it. I want to see some of these drawings. All right. All right, let's finish this up. I did a couple heads to try to figure out if Ehud would work out. We even did it in ink to see if I can pull out some stuff. I mean, this is a cool design and all, but not him. This one's just not enough. This is the closest one so far, my very last one. I like him a lot more. He's got a younger face. And I think that's probably what I was going wrong. I probably should have done younger. I don't think I'm going to do the beard. This is weird. I don't know what that is. This is all right. This is kind of his vibe, his who he is, I think. So if I can merge these two together, I might have something here, you know. So that's part of utilizing, you know, these different angles. Because I was drawing with these different angles, I am able to, um, you know, start creating my character whether I know him or not. So, and because I did this angle, I found a few things that I liked. I found his hairstyle I kind of liked. I found that I like the wrap. I like his eyes here. The mouth could be better. The mouth could be a lot better. But yeah, this is just some head practicing, some drawing heads, and then, you know, shading. You can see the shading is coming from this direction. I don't know why I always do top left, but yeah, it was a real quick live stream. Thank you guys for joining. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe, of course. Have a Patreon, have an Instagram, and definitely have a Discord where we're doing fun things every week with art. But yeah, we have to start something new for this week. I'm going to get that on going. But yeah, this was the head challenge, mastering your skills. Krusty, thank you for joining. I used your head references for the thing. I hope that's okay. But this was my head challenge. We're going to call it a night, call it a day, so I can go to work. And I will talk to you guys later, or see you guys later. And good luck with the Ice Horde and Elephant Rider, Frozzy. And I'll see you on the next live.